The drawings are a selection of 44 that have been made over the last sort of 2 to 3 years, and they are the kind of beginning and the most integral part of my practice, in that all the images and things that I'll put together to make the paintings begin with that. So in this, Ralph made a selection of the many drawings that I would have made over the last few years to put together for the Biennale. The kind of subjects in the drawings range much wider than the paintings that I've made. The paintings themselves were made initially thinking about relationship, sort of power relationships, and I wanted to make a series of paintings that dealt with the dynamics between a leader and a follower. And so when I was going back to Nairobi to vote for our elections in 2017, I joined a local TV station and went along to the last major election rally of the opposition. What then struck me about that time was that the dynamics were much more different than I thought, in that the performance of support was extreme. What I mean by that is that both in terms of the appearance of the supporters, where the opposition had chosen to dress a large number of their supporters in clown outfits with luminous orange clown hair, superhero outfits. Some of them were carrying banners with Da Vinci's Last Supper on them, with the opposition leader floating above Jesus' head. So just visually it was a much more dynamic and impactful event than I was expecting. All the images that I was looking at, all the images I was drawing upon, could have been swapped in for different rallies, different protests all over the world. I'd been working on these paintings for about a year when Ralph then came to the studio, and he put forward his idea of the Biennale and May You Live in Interesting Times, and how this, and the kind of the artifice of the phrase in itself, but also of having a single view, and how he had wanted to do two shows which had kind of a very different feel and look to them, but by exactly the same artists. This, along with all the subjects that I was interested in and making the work about, had this uncanny kind of overlay and went together. And so for me to actually be able to show these with other artists in a venue like this, which also has international pavilions around, has been a pretty incredible and humbling experience. As maybe more than any other group of paintings that I've made, the images that I've looked at feel like they've translated cross-culturally in a very different way.